Excuse me, do you know what the time is?
Do you see the sun shining brightly at us at a 45-degree angle from the equatorial line? That probably means it's 3 o'clock.
Huh? In the age of the mobile phone, nobody tells time like this. So why do you still pay with cash when you have People's Pay mobile app from People's Bank? Scan the Lanka QR code and make your payments with People's Pay mobile payment app from People's Bank.
In a few moments, the news.
Scan the Lanka QR code and make your payments with People's Pay mobile payment app from People's Bank.
This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
6:45 a.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by J. Yogaraj and read by Mario Vijayavardhana. The headlines. The 2023 budget aimed at long-term stable economic growth is to be presented in Parliament today. The Prime Minister says the time has arisen to eradicate hunger from the country. The Minister of Trade, Nalin Fernando, says that immediate legal action will be taken against individuals who are hoarding egg stocks. The Judicial Services Commission says no unpaid overseas leave for judicial employees. A ship carrying a stock of 22,000 MTs of urea fertilizer arrived at the Colombo port. Unit 2 of the Lakvijaya power plant resumes operations today. In news overseas, Rishi Sunak promises to call out Putin's regime at G20. In sports news, the T20 World Cup, England beat Pakistan to win pulsating final in Melbourne. President Ranil Wickremesinghe, in his capacity as the Minister of Finance, will present the 2023 budget to Parliament today, aimed at creating long-term, stable economic growth, says the President's media division. The 2023 budget has given special attention to the sectors of capital markets, export markets, labour markets and digital economy, and it is expected to achieve the budget targets through the social market economy. This year's budget will focus more on providing social welfare benefits to the people who need them the most and creating a policy environment to build the private sector as a driving force of the country's economy. Through the 2023 budget, the process of building a new economy tailored for the new world has been initiated, aimed at creating a program to ensure a decent country for the youth. Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena says the time has arisen to eradicate hunger from the country. The Premier also said there should not be any bare land left in this country without cultivation. The officers do not have any authority to protest or express displeasure to do cultivation in a selected land. These lands belong to the general public, so it is a responsibility of the government servants to make maximum use of these lands to benefit the public. The Premier also stated that the youth should be attracted and promoted to engage in agricultural activities through many youth-related programs. All stakeholders should extend their support to make this venture a success. The Prime Minister made these remarks while addressing a gathering at Ratnapura yesterday. The meeting was held to brief the Ratnapura district about the nutritious food and their use. Unit 2 of the Lakvijaya power plant in Norachole, which remained inoperative, will resume operations today. The Ceylon Electricity Board CEB says electricity generated by the plant will be added to the national grid after recommencing functions. Unit 2 of the Norachole power plant stopped its operations owing to the malfunction and some repair works in the month of June. The CEB added the national grid will receive 300 megawatts of electricity after resuming operations today. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
Scan the Lanka QR code and make your payments with People's Pay mobile payment app from People's Bank.
Another ship carrying a stock of 22,000 MTs of urea fertilizer purchased under the World Bank loan is scheduled to arrive at the port of Colombo today. The World Bank has approved a 105 million rupee loan to purchase urea fertilizer for paddy and maize cultivation in the 2022-2023 Maha season. The shipment of 22,000 MTs of urea fertilizer, scheduled to arrive as a second batch of urea fertilizer received by the country under the World Bank loan, is through the loan, and a shipment of 13,000 MTs of fertilizer arrived previously. With the second shipment, Sri Lanka has received 35,000 MTs of urea purchased with the World Bank loan. The first consignment arrived from China, while the second shipment will arrive from Malaysia. The Ministry of Agriculture said 120,000 MTs of urea fertilizer have been procured for this season. At present, urea fertilizer required for cultivation is being provided to the farmers through 566 agrarian service centres in the island. Energy Minister Kanchana Wijesekara says that ESPO crude oil cargo commenced unloading after a new modality was agreed with suppliers. The first Petrol 95 cargo imported by the Ceylon Petroleum Corporation since April commenced unloading on Saturday. The minister added that no further price revision will take place on the 15th of November as the prices were revised earlier this week. The Judicial Services Commission JSC has decided not to grant unpaid leave for judicial employees. The Ministry of Public Administration issued a special circular to be effective from the 5th of September this year, allowing public sector employees to take leave with no pay. The Judicial Services Commission said public employees engaged in judicial services will not be allowed to obtain the no-pay leave in accordance with the relevant circular. The Commission stressed the decision has been reached in consideration of the difficulties in properly managing judicial affairs at courts due to existing vacancies and the suspension of new recruitments. The Minister of Trade Nalin Fernando says that immediate legal action will be taken against individuals who are hoarding egg stocks. The minister points out that there is no shortage of eggs in the country, but some people are trying to portray that there is a shortage of eggs. In the last few days, the Consumer Affairs Authority had conducted raids in search of traders who were selling eggs at rates higher than the controlled price. In contrast, steps were taken to produce several traders who sold eggs at higher prices before courts and were also fined. Meanwhile, the president of the All Ceylon Egg Producers Association, Sarath Ratnayaka, mentions that it is problematic to sell eggs at the government's controlled prices in view of the current market situation.
Nobody tells time like this, so why do you still pay with cash when you have People's Pay mobile app from People's Bank? Scan the Lanka QR code and make your payments with People's Pay mobile payment app from People's Bank.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
President Ranil Wickremesinghe, in his capacity as a Minister of Finance, will present the 2023 budget to Parliament today, aimed at creating long-term, stable economic growth, says the President's media division. The 2023 budget has given special attention to the sectors of capital markets, export markets, labour markets and digital economy, and it is expected to achieve the budget targets through the social market economy.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
Watch Life is brought to you by
Tertiary and Vocational Education Commission.
The hotline 1905 has been introduced to the public to inform about bribery and corruption committed by state officials. The Ministry of Home Affairs and Local Government Administration said such activities at district secretariats, divisional secretariats, Gram Nilidari offices, Registrar General's departments and pensions departments can be informed through the hotline number in Sinhala, Tamil and English. Meanwhile, incidents of bribery at public institutions can be directly informed to the Bribery Commission over the hotline 1954.
Are you employed, self-employed or in business? Achieve career goals by gaining an NVQ certificate for full vocational qualifications with experience in your field through recognition of prior learning, RPL, or NVQ competency unit certificate through the flexible learning mode for a vocational competency unit. For further details, inquire the skills development officers, career guidance officers in your nearest divisional secretariat offices or the registered and accredited training providers in public or private sector. Visit www.tvec.gov.lk for further information. This is
World News, brought to you by courtesy of
We give you the strength to rise higher and higher.
Never step back, but always march forward.
Empowering you to reach greater heights. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
In world news headlines, Jeremy Hunt says everyone will have to pay more tax. Dallas air show crash, 2 World War II planes collide in mid-air. Rishi Sunak promises to call out Putin's regime at G20. Everyone will have to pay more tax under plans due to be announced on Thursday, Chancellor Jeremy Hunt says. Offering a message few ministers would risk saying out loud, Mr. Hunt told the BBC, "I've been explicit that taxes are going to go up." He confirmed he would be giving details about further help for those struggling with energy bills, but warned there had to be constraints on help. Labour accused the Conservatives of making a total mess of the economy. 2 vintage World War II-era planes have collided and crashed at an air show in the U.S. state of Texas, killing 6 people. Footage shows the aircraft striking each other at a low altitude, breaking one of the aircraft in half. A fireball can be seen as it hits the ground. The planes, one of them a Boeing P-17 Flying Fortress, was taking part in a commemorative air show near Dallas. Firefighters said there were no injuries among the people on the ground. Rishi Sunak is promising to call out Putin's regime at a gathering of world leaders in Indonesia. The Prime Minister is travelling to Bali on Sunday afternoon for a summit of the G20, the world's biggest economies. British officials had prepared for this get-together, assuming Russia as president would be there. The Prime Minister was expected to join other world leaders in condemning Vladimir Putin to his face. And now the main points of the world news segment once again. Jeremy Hunt, everyone will have to pay more tax. Dallas air show crash, 2 World War II planes collide in mid-air. Rishi Sunak promises to call out Putin's regime at G20.
World News, brought to you by courtesy of
Amidst all challenges, we will rally around you and advance.
In the face of hardships, let's stand strong together.
Empowering you to reach greater heights. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
And now in development news, the Minister of Power and Energy, Kanchana Wijesekar, in a message on Twitter said he had a positive meeting with the Ceylon Electricity Board and Sustainable Energy Authority officials. After 6 months of discussions, the Minister said CEB officials finally mapped out a plan to accommodate 2,800 plus MWs of renewable energy to the existing grid between 2022 and 2026. Minister Wijesekar said this would enable CEB and SCA to accommodate and accelerate many projects. That was development news, and now in sports news. In cricket, England beat Pakistan by 5 wickets in a pulsating final in Melbourne to win the Men's T20 World Cup and become double world champions. Chasing 138 in front of a raucous Pakistan supporting crowd, they fell to 45-3 and 84-4 amid electric fast bowling. But under intense pressure at the iconic Melbourne cricket ground, Ben Stokes wrote himself further into the folklore of English cricket by finishing on 52 not out. He was there at the end, as he was in the 2019 50-over World Cup final, as this current white ball side provided another of English cricket's greatest wins. In scores, Pakistan batted first and made 137 for 8 in 20 overs. England, in reply, reached the victory target in 19 overs, losing only 5 wickets.
The fastest way to earn the highest interest, an interest rate of 22% in 4 months. NSB, the safest place for your money.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
The Commercial Bank of Ceylon Group has posted a strong operational performance in the first 9 months as well as in the third quarter ending on the 30th of September 2022. The bank reported that the third quarter witnessed a reversal of the operating loss before value-added tax VAT on financial services of 3.581 billion rupees reported for the second quarter of the year.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
The fastest way to earn the highest interest, an interest rate of 22% in 4 months. NSB, the safest place for your money.